Blacks and Jews have been the bedrock of the Democratic Party. But can 2020 be different? Brian Juppé, a polling analyst, says that most polls underestimate support for the president because of what may be considered the stealth vote. Trump supporters appear reluctant to express their views.
In terms of showing support for Trump, all we hear about are news stories of someone in a MAGA hat getting spit on, getting beat up, getting shot. People are afraid to do that. It's become very polarized, and people are reticent to share their political opinions.
And he further adds something potentially ominous for Democrats. Polling showing that 30% of Black Americans have a favorable view of Donald Trump.
And interestingly, there have been 3 recent polls had Trump's approval rating in the 30s, in the low 30%, and that's incredibly high. And recall that in past elections, Republican candidates averaged about 9% of the African American vote. Imagine if they're not going to get 30%, but suppose Trump gets 15%. That's really enough to start talking landslide.
Paris Dennard, who has worked for Presidents Bush and Trump, claims there is a stealth vote for Trump, and it cannot be detected by polls, but it's real.
There's a large group of African-American voters out there who won't say it publicly, won't tell the pollster, probably won't even tell their family. But when it comes to when they look at their paycheck, when it looks at their friends and their family, their cousins and their children who have jobs, and the president trying to tackle illegal immigration that has a disproportionate negative effect on the Black community, I think you'll see more and more voting Republican and voting for Donald Trump.
I know a lot of Black people that support Trump quietly, because here's the thing: when you come out, right, what do? They tear you down, they ban you, they outcast you.
Grover Norquist, a longtime observer of politics in Washington and the president of Americans for Tax Reform, argues there is indeed a hidden vote for President Trump.
Oh, I think there's certainly a hidden Donald Trump vote where people don't tell pollsters or their neighbors that they're planning on voting for him.
The stealth vote is increasing. Interestingly enough, among African-American men, they're getting it.
The same stealth vote can be seen in the Jewish community if you look for it. Former Democratic New York State Assemblyman Dov Hikind says the Jewish community in New York is quietly supporting the president.
In many of the areas where most of these attacks have happened, Williamsburg, Borough Park, Crown Heights, and so on, these neighborhoods that are under attack, these neighborhoods, the people in those neighborhoods, the Jews in those neighborhoods, they are the greatest fans of the president. They don't blame the president. They think he's the best thing that ever happened to the Jewish community and the best thing that ever happened to this country. They support the president.
Rabbi Joseph Korf, an Orthodox rabbi in Florida, says the problem for the Democratic Party is that many of its members now are openly supporting anti-Semitic leaders such as Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan.
Here you have Congress people literally fraternizing with Louis Farrakhan in public. This are politicians. This is, quite frankly, sorry to say, the Democrat Party, the party that I belonged to. Officially, I still belong to it. But I don't know if I want to remain it. I'm still officially a Democrat.
Can Donald Trump win again in 2020? Alveda King says
not without them cheating.
Like her uncle, Dr. Martin Luther King, Americans can dream again, but this time because of Donald Trump.
The American dream that Martin Luther King Jr. talked about, the American dream that Donald Trump has made great again, is alive. It's alive. We're no longer hopeless. Women are not hopeless. African Americans are not hopeless. Old people like me are not hopeless. And people, human beings in America, we dare to dream again, and we have hope again. And that's what is making America so great. And I thank God for President Donald John Trump.
For One American News Investigates, this is Richard Pollack in Washington.